Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Ron Mars. You are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
no evil shall escape my sight,
but those who worship evil's might.
Beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast, and Black Lanterns for a while here. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, master of all cores, all colors, living and dead. There it is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
That's right, kids. We're back this time for week 3 of our Blackest Night coverage. This time we'll be covering Blackest Night Batman number 1, Blackest Night Superman number 1, Blackest Night Titans number 1, Green Lantern Corps 39, and Starman 81. So.
And again, whoever thought to bring back a series that had been canceled as a zombie series is just freaking brilliant.
Exactly. So yeah, we are going to have a mixed little grab bag tonight, a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, and I get the feeling, and we'll get into it that the limited series are going to be a bit repetitive, I think.
Well, yeah.
But we do get a pretty awesome, Cape Crusader in this limited series, and who might that be?
Oh, well, boy, I don't know how to answer that because it is Dick Grayson, but also he is operating as
Batman, my favorite character.
Come on, Ray, let's resurrect some feedback here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there we go. That's a good one.
Thank you. I'll be here all week. I was going to say.
So we are. This will be appearing in the new year, and both of us are now actually also in the new year.
Yes.
January 2nd. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. This will show up like third week of January. But anyway, yes. Yeah. Finally, we're in the present. Kind of.
We are in the future.
Yeah. Yay. Any good? You do? Did you get any Green Lantern merch?
I got the Blu-ray of the animated series.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did we talk about this last? Yeah. No, we didn't talk about this last time, did we? Or did we?
Talk about Christmas last time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because now it's after New Year's. Yeah.
You were going to pick up, I guess, the latest War Journal.
Oh, I did get the War Journal. Did we? I thought I talked about that last time. Alan Scott, I think, came out since we last spoke.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what happened.
Still waiting on mine.
Yeah. See, it seems I won't spoil it. It seems like there may be a connection between Alan's past and the Red Lantern. So,
let's see. Red Lantern, daughter named Ruby. Green Lantern, daughter named Jade. I don't know what connections you're talking about, dude. They're completely different characters.
Yeah, true. I know. What was I say there? I think besides the new issues, I don't think there's any news on the Green Lantern front. I was gonna say, should we jump in? We do have 5 issues, and there is a lot going on. There is a lot going on here. All right. So should we? Should we tackle these in the order we had them? Batman, Superman, Titans, Green Lantern Corps, and then get to Starman.
Sounds good to me.
Because I don't think it really matters. All right, so all right, of course, because again, I know my audience. Yes, we are going to start with Batman.
Batman, my favorite character.
So much better when he's sitting there and you do it to his face. All right.
Yeah, I know it is. It really is.
Check out any episode of the Wondercast. All right, so yes, we'll start with Blackest Night Batman number 1 from October 2009. Who Burns Who? Part 1. Who Burns Who? Writer Peter Tomasi. So we have a GL writer on here. Penciler Ardian Saif. Inkers John Dell and Vicente Fuentes. Colorist Nye Ruffino, letterer John J. Hill, and editors Adam Schlauman and Eddie Berganza. All right. 25,000 feet above Gotham City soars a giant jet plane filled with an ominous cargo. Lined up... Hold on. Stupid screen keeps jumping on me. Cargo. Lined up one next to another are several corpses of various deceased members of... various deceased members of...
Batman. My favorite character.
It's Rogues Gallery. But in all reality, they might as well be a cargo of mistakes. Painful reminders of tragic costs paid when Bruce Wayne has left others to tend Gotham in his absence. Arnold Wesker, the first ventriloquist, Margaret Pye, or Magpie, Arnold Etchison, Abattoir, Anatoly Kanazev, KG Beast, all brutally murdered. Also in cargo hold are the bodies of Roland Desmond, Blockbuster, Edmund Dorrance, King Snake, Deacon Blackfire, and the Trigger Twins. They too were all lost in the oversight of supposed heroes. All are now on their way to safekeeping beneath the Hall of Justice. And again, we did this whole storyline in Nightwing about, there was a mad scientist digging up dead villains and stuff, trying to steal powers and stuff. And I believe Tomasi wrote that too, so.
That makes sense. I mean, I was thinking Blackest Night is just starting to hit, so why would they have thought to do this, it would take time to gather up all that.
Yeah. Because I think Tomasi was the last writer in Nightwing before, before they canceled that book and he became Batman, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but they're all on their way to safekeeping beneath the Hall of Justice. With Blackest Night descending upon the entire universe, the Justice League has decided to take extra precaution with the bodies of those no longer with them, exhuming their corpses and shipping them to a safe location far out of the reach of the black threat that slowly closes in. But it looks as though it's all too late. A swarm of black rings tear through steel, glass, and human flesh like tissue paper on their way to their final destination. Rebirthed in the unholy glow of the black rings, the corpses rise, evacuating the plane as it bursts into flames. But down below, things are no less chaotic. Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne finally arrive at the pilfered grave of Bruce Wayne. Blackhand has stolen his skull, carrying it around with him, licking it, covering it in a makeshift cowl of black energy. Who is this, Ray? Licking the skull of Batman? Come on!
What the F?
Alright, following the battle between Green Lantern, Flash, and Martian Manhunter, the cemetery looks as though a bomb went off underground, vomiting up the contents of the earth below. Splayed open as though on display are the coffins of Martha and Thomas Wayne. On instinct, Dick covers their exposed remains with his cape, ordering Damian to do likewise. And for perhaps the first time ever, Dick discovers something that the youth actually fears: death. Sensing Damian's discomfort, Dick wraps Bruce's partial remains in the boy's golden shroud and prepares to take the corpses back to the bunker where they will be safe. Ironic, no doubt, that the offspring of eternal lineage would be so entirely disquieted by the avatar of death, but as Dick explains as they drive away, he himself does not fear the Reaper, something that perhaps stems from his upbringing in the Flying Grace and Trapeze Act in the Haley Circus. In fact, he continues, death is the one thing that comes for everyone. And ironically enough, it's at that moment that death comes straight to Dick Grayson. Well, not who wrote this? Well, not death itself, but the dead man, Boston Brand, the eternally restless spirit detective. Just moments ago, his own eternal slumber, or that lack thereof, was disturbed when a black lantern ring tunneled its way through the ground below his tombstone and placed itself on his skeleton. He found himself invisible to the walking corpse, unable to control it in the least. When he attempted to dive in to take control, he found it almost unbearable, filled with pain, forcing him to flee. It was then that he decided to seek help from his old pal Bruce Wayne, leaping unknowingly instead into his successor. The convenient thing about having Dead Man leap into his body is that the communion puts both man's minds in sync. Boston is now just as up-to-date on the goings-on in Gotham as Dick is about the oncoming Blackest Night. The inconvenient part being that neither Dick nor Damien seemed to be suitable hosts for Deadman, forcing him to retreat from both hosts and follow in spirit form. With his now greater understanding of the threat at hand, Dick decides to rally Tim from abroad. He knows he's going to need all the help he can get. He realizes that the Black Lantern rings aren't just being sent out to the corpses of the superpowered, but the depowered as well. And as such, he makes a beeline for a second cemetery, but it's too late. The parents of both Dick Grayson and Tim Drake now walk the earth once more as Black Lanterns. As a shattered bat signal lights the sky above Gotham, it's clear to see that this is going to be one long night. Thoughts, William?
I thought this was a pretty decent issue. We spent pages on all of those villains at the beginning, and that won't pay off until later.
Yeah, we won't see them until next issue at least.
We don't see them again. It was we got some insight into Damien, and now for me, I had not read this, so this was my first time reading this. And I was not reading Batman at the time, so it took me a second to realize, well, wait a minute, Batman's skull. Okay, wait, yeah, this is Dick Grayson, because which we knew that from the Blackest Night issues we'd already read. But if I'm not necessarily reading the Blackest Night, I come into this, it's like, wait, Batman's not who I thought he was. It was kind of, it took me back for just a second, like, oh, okay, yeah, duh, it's Dick Grayson, but. It was I feel like it was a little bit fragmented,
Yeah. Do you think it's just the mixing of, Batman's not a ton of, like, unless he's with the Justice League, there's not a lot of universal threats and...
Yeah. Well, and I think, too, it's a 3-issue series, so
You gotta move.
You gotta move. You've really gotta move, and, that really big opening with the plane and the explosion and the rings and everything is a really cool actiony opening, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the rest of the issue yet. Of this issue, I'm sure it will next issue and the following issues. But it after having read this and then the Superman one and then the Titans one, I'm seeing a lot of these books are going to be very I don't want to say cookie cutter. But the plots are going to be very similar because it's. Oh yeah, hey, the Blackest Night's coming.
All your dead are being resurrected to haunt you. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. And it's. I guess we'll see. I don't know that they'll play out the same way in all of them, but they've all kind of began very similarly.
And I mean, this one they had a lot to do. I mean, again, you have all the stuff going on in Gotham with Dick Grayson as Batman. Then you bring in Blackest Night. Then you're bringing in Deadman, and it's it's a lot of pieces coming together here.
And then all of those dead villains.
That was a cool visual at the end when like all the you just see the shadow of the zombies like crawling over the bat signal and stuff. And
yeah, very cool. But I guess too the dynamic, and I don't know the dynamic between Dick and Damien, right? Because it's not. I mean, the last Robin that I read regularly was Tim Drake. Yes, I'm old. But I don't know. I think it started pretty well. I'll have to see how the subsequent issues kind of, for this particular story, see how they come together to give an overall opinion of it. But the Blackest Night is here.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is still early on, but yeah, Dick and Damien, they make a pretty good team. Again, it's like me and Loth are saying, I don't know if you want to say father figure or older brother, but Dick Grayson I think is better with Damien than Bruce Wayne even is. Wonder why that could be.
Older brother dynamic, probably.
Or someone's just more in touch with their emotions.
You mean someone's not in touch with his emotions?
Well, not the positive ones.
So what did you think?
No, I liked it. Again, I was reading all the Batman stuff, so I mean, it fit in pretty well. But again, it's just you have to squeeze in the Green Lantern, so the Blackest Night stuff, and
oh yeah, it is a lot, and Deadman kind of lives on the periphery of the Bat family, but as soon as you bring him in, then things get weird for the Bat family because they're not about ghosts. They're about science and solving crimes and, gang wars and things like that. So
yeah, I'm trying to remember. And then the whole thing with Bruce Wayne's skull is going to be moot because it's like that's not even the real Bruce Wayne. That's like a clone. So it's like,
yeah. But Superman, you said he was dead. We trusted you.
Bruce Wayne's back in time, away from all of this.
Yeah.
The one true Batman.
Batman, my favorite character.
But yeah, no, it's, yeah. All right. Anything else on this one, or should we jump to Superman?
Let's jump to Superman.
All right.
Let's leap a tall building.
Oh, nice. Nice. All right, so yes, now we go to Blackest Night Superman #1 from October 2009. Also, A Sleepy Little Town, written by James Robinson, penciler Eddie Burrows, inkers Ray Jose and Julio Ferreira, colorist Rod Reyes, letterer Steve Wands, and same editors Schlauman and Berganza. Kal-El of Earth, remember Infinite Crisis, kids. Kal-El of Earth 2 is turned into a Black Lantern and rises from the grave. In Smallville, Pete talks about the price of grain with locals. They scan the skies and think they see something in the black clouds, but decide they see nothing after all when it disappears. A policeman talks to his superior about leaving for Metropolis. As they do, a black blur smashes through the superior and kills him. The power levels of Black Lantern Superman go up to 3.44% as he watches the policeman turn yellow in the spectrum of fear. A local diner filled with patrons talks about a local man losing a few fingers. We see them turn yellow from Black Lantern Superman's point of view, and the diner goes dark. A drive-in is assaulted similarly. Superman, Connor, and Ma talk over dinner. They hear something, and Superman and Superboy go to investigate. Kal-El has dug up Pa. Oh boy. Kal-El takes Connor towards space, saying Connor should be dead. Connor turns yellow with fear and green with will. Superman, in pursuit, turns to many of the colors of the emotional spectrum: fear, will, rage, love, and hope. Krypto rushes outside in the absence of his two masters and is thrown hard back into the house by Lois of Earth 2, now a Black Lantern. Kal-El mocks Superman for not saving Pa. For not saying Pa. Superman lashes out, taking on a chunk of Kal-El's face, which grows back. Superman lets Kal-El go to save Connor from re-entry. On New Krypton, Zor-El rises from the dead in front of Alora and Kara. Superman and Superboy seek Ma when they learn the farm is wrecked. In town, they find her in the hands of Kal-El and Black Lantern Lois. So yes, kids, remember, as we'll see in a little bit here, this is not just on Earth. This is going on everywhere.
So, question for you.
Yes.
First, what did you think?
I mean, I liked it. I mean, once again, just like with the Batman stuff, I mean, we have to deal with, what's going on in Superman's books right now and stuff. And
it just seemed, this one seemed less kind of disjointed to me. It was, I think it was more straightforward. Yeah. But I do have a question. So Kara's in the Bottle City of Kandor.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the New Krypton stuff. I think it's been so long since I read this, but I think this is Kandor, but they found the way to bring it out of the bottle. Yeah. So because people were getting kind of antsy because now all of a sudden there's a whole city of super powered Kryptonians.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought this one was good. This one I think I liked a bit more because it was a bit more straightforward.
There's less moving parts too. Yeah, I mean, instead of army of villains, you got basically just Earth 2 Superman and Lois, and you didn't have to deal with a dead man, and it was basically straightforward. It was a Superman story, but here's two Black Lanterns.
Yeah.
We went from the big city to the small town.
That's right.
Oh, did that first story move too fast for you, Will? The big city.
That's right. It's a big city.
Too much big city. But yeah, no, I mean, this is interesting. I mean, again, you got Superman of Earth 2, who I don't know, he might be more powerful than Earth 1 Superman is. Well,
he is. I mean, he's much older, right? He's
true.
Literally the first Superman, from Action Comics #1. So
I just never know because I mean that power level's been creeping up, on Earth 1 Superman since 1986. So
That's true. Yeah. Indeed. He's not the Silver Age Superman because that's the one that would juggle planets. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. Hard to say.
It's always so weird. It's like, all right, is this Superman, Silver Age Superman, just transformed? Yeah, how do I put this? I don't know. Because it's like,
all the stories happened, right?
We had Golden Age. Earth 2 is Golden Age Superman, so it's like, well, then should there be a Silver Age, or was it this the same guy? Just the universe just rewrote him. I don't know.
And which Earth are we talking about at this point? I don't know anymore.
And again, this is after Crisis on Infinite Earth. This is after 0 Hour. This is after Infinite Crisis. This is after Final Crisis. Yeah.
But it's before Dark Crisis, so your mileage may vary. I don't know.
True.
It's also before
New 52.
New 52 and Death Metal and Metal. Yeah.
What was it? I think it was Dark Knight's. Was it Dark Knight's Metal and Dark Knight's
Metal?
Yeah. Was it Death Metal? I forget.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lots of stuff happens.
It's all So you like this one a lot better then?
I think so. Well, the first one wasn't bad. It was just I think I enjoyed this one more because it was a bit more straightforward.
Yeah, a little
less setup.
Yeah, less setup, a little more straightforward. Yeah, it was. And again, the other thing with the Batman one, it's like they really didn't go into a lot of explanation, but you kind of have to like lay it out where it's like, oh yeah, no, this isn't Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's supposedly dead and stuff, and
yeah, except he's not. Psych.
I know. All right. Anything else, or should we get to the Titans?
Let's get to the Titans.
All right. Blackest Night Titans #1 from October 2009. When Death Comes Knocking, writer J.T. Kroll, penciler Ed Benes, inkers Rob Hunter, John Sabal, and J.P. Mayer, colorist Hi-Fi Design, letterer Rob Clark Jr., and editors Eddie Berganza, Brian Cunningham, Adam Schlauman, and Rex Ogle. So, 4 editors? Mm-hmm. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have a synopsis for this one either. Never mind. I thought I had a synopsis.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. Open up the app here. But, man, we got a lot of dead people. I mean...
The Titans have lots and lots of interaction.
That's kind of dark. It's like, this was like the team of like the youngest heroes, and they're like the.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess it makes sense that they have the least experienced members, but yeah, that's kind of dark.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the focal point of it was really on Hawk and Dove.
Yes. Oh yeah, because we got a new female Hawk in this, but yeah, the original Hawk comes back. Well. When the original Dove does not come back, his brother does not come back.
Yeah. At peace. Right. Not at peace. So, right. No, yeah. How many times do they do that?
So funny. It's like, nah, I'm good. Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And of course, yeah, we're talking about the, all the dead Titans and stuff. Yeah. Hawk and Dove are big in this. We get, also talk about Terra.
Oh, yeah. That's not going to come back to, bite anybody.
No. Oh, is that a zombie joke?
Probably. Well, they did start the issue out with Deathstroke, Ravager, and what was the other one?
Deathstroke. Red Star.
Red Star, yeah.
The Russian guy, get it? He's sitting there drinking vodka, get it?
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had to be Russian to drink vodka.
They have it right there with the label facing you and everything. It's like you can see he's drinking vodka.
Is that the vodka brand vodka?
Exactly. And of course, we're all talking about the dead Titans, right? Minutes before they show up. But again, Beast Boy wants to defend Terra and stuff, and God, that's another creepy story. With that original.
Oh yeah,
with Deathstroke and Terra.
And Terra. Yes. Well, then then Lilith shows up along with Terra.
Yes.
And then it gets super, super dark with Donna Troy.
Oh yeah. Because we talked about that son way back,
Like 100 episodes ago? I don't know.
Around issue 80 of Cal's book. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to... Are we doing like a like the whole floating time scale with this kid? Because it almost seems like they're trying to make the kid like a baby. I'm like, wasn't he at least walking around and talking when he was with Kyle?
So, yeah.
When they were hanging out with Kyle and stuff. I'm like,
yeah, at the zoo, yeah.
I think this is like Franklin Richards shenanigans here. It's like
because he was talking.
Yeah. Because it's like here, it's like, oh, it wasn't Donna like,
he had his second tooth.
Yeah, he just got his second tooth. I'm like, really? I mean,
late bloomer.
I know. I was going to say the kid seemed like he was at least ready for like, I don't know, preschool or something in that in that story when him and Kyle went to the zoo and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Well, once again, this is after Infinite Crisis and every other. So who knows?
Crisis, yeah.
Yeah. I think Joe Chill is once again the killer of the Wayne. So stuff changed.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that changed.
Well, it seems like it seemed for a while every Crisis was changing it. 0 Hour, it's like, oh yeah, he didn't know that killed his parents, and then Infinite Crisis rolls around. No, it was Chill, and then it seems like with every Crisis they kind of flip flop back and forth with that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, we were laughing about that because Lilith and I just covered I don't know if you ever read it. It's a 3-issue miniseries. It's pre-Crisis. It's The Untold Legend of the Batman. Oh
yeah, I think is that by John Byrne?
Yeah, yeah, and it's so funny, because they do all the origins and everybody in it, and then they do there's the whole Joe Chill story. He basically comes after Joe Chill. He's like, I know you killed my parents, and he unmasks, and it's just like Joe Chill just runs to his gang and says, it's my fault, I created the Batman. Instead of saying, who is the Batman, they shoot him, and then they're just like, me and Lilith are just like, we're saying they're probably just like, oh shoot, we should ask him who the Batman was before we shot him dead. It's more like, we don't want nothing to do with that. We don't want nothing to do with that. But yeah, I mean, this one was probably the creepiest out of these three. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was. I think in comparing this to the Batman one, it was a lot slower of a burn for setup, because it's almost all set up except for the little bit of fight between Hawk and Dove and Hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Hank Hawk versus whatever other Hawk. I don't know. I don't think she's around long because, well, we saw what happened in this issue.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I don't know how long. I don't know if this is her last appearance or what, but yeah, I think by New 52, I think we go back to this.
Well, in Brightest Day, I believe Hank Hall does come back, doesn't he?
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I think he's one of the characters that comes back.
But yeah, I mean, some of these are. Aqua Girl was killed during Crisis on Infinite Earths. So yeah, this is a Baby Wildebeest. Oh god, yes, in Infinite Crisis. The original Dove was killed in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah, Golden Eagle. Hawk died while he was fighting Extant. Was that? I thought he was.
Yeah, but it's because he was not Extant. He was. Armageddon 2001.
Yeah. Monarch.
Monarch. Yeah.
I get those.
Spoilers. It wasn't him. It was going to be Captain Adam.
And then somehow it leaked, and I'm like, wait a minute. It was like 1991. There was no internet. How did that leak?
Yeah. And you've already got it set up. Just go with it. So what? It's not going to be a surprise. It's not a surprise after it's published.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, the first Ravager, Deathstroke's son. Yeah, Tara died during the Judas contract. Oh, yeah, Terry Long and their son Robert both perished in a car crash in Wonder Woman 121, Volume 2, 121.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, well, I think that's, like you said, there's a lot of setup in this issue just because it's like, okay, here's a bunch of dead people you're about to see,
Yeah, exactly. Here's the emotional connection that you're about to have to all these dead people that you're about to see.
This is what they mean to the Titans. Yes, it's like, Beast Boy loved Tara. Yes, the old Hawk was, Dove's old partner.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dawn and her son, yeah. Oh, yeah, because I think Terry shows up in the next issue, too, yeah.
Ooh, something to look forward to.
I don't know. Well, it's like, I love the window dressing. It's like they put the zombie baby in a stroller, a baby character.
Yeah. Yep. Not creepy at all.
No. All right. Anything else on this one, or should we move to the Green Lantern Corps issue?
Well, let's talk some Green Lantern Corps.
All right, let's get to our bread and butter. All right, Green Lantern.
That's right.
Green Lantern Corps, number 39, of course, from October 2009. Fade to Black. Writer, once again, Peter Tomasi. Penciler, Patrick Leeson. Inkers, Rebecca Bachman and Tom Guyon. Colorist, Randy Mayer. Letterer, Steve Wands. And one editor, Adam Schlauman. Guy Gardner and Kyle Rayner are headed back to Oa after attending Tribute Day, during which Guy took Ice to dinner, who then taunts him about fellow Lantern Soranik Natu, telling him to move on after Jade's death, whom he was told by a Star Sapphire he was really in love with. I'm like, wait a minute. That's the first time they revealed that here, right? That it's like, yeah, it wasn't.
I think so, yeah.
He didn't see her. He saw Jade, but he just told Soranik.
He told Soranik he saw her, yeah.
Yikes. They then meet up with Island and Soranik Natu and exchange pleasantries and recent events, the power battery shell disintegrating, before being interrupted by a huge swarm of black power rings which they can't guard against and pummels through them. Meanwhile, Green Lantern Aricia Robb is helping the reconstruction of the planet Daxam. Senator Dero orders his men to throw a still-living Sinestro Corps member on the pyre of the fallen enemies, which shocks Aricia, who tries to reason with him. Instead, she is told by him that now that they have power of their own to protect themselves against aliens, and that they will show no mercy or pity, and that their sympathies now lie elsewhere. Furthermore, they want her off their world despite the help she has given them saving it. As Senator Dero Yad grabs her head, she punches him and leaves the planet, stopping at its now yellow sun, which fellow Green Lantern Sodom Yad turned from a red star into a yellow one. And she remarks how he was right about them and that she wishes she could pull him out there, but that it sadly is too late for that. In Sector 3599, Crib's children are calling for her. Meanwhile, she is encased in crystal on Zamaron, while fellow Sinestro Corps member Tikik tries to free her. On Korrigar, Mongol and his squadron of the Sinestro Corps are telling the conquered Korrigans that they chose wisely in choosing existence over extinction, and that he has seen races make the opposite choice. A Korrigarian then tries to attack him and gets killed, and he exclaims that this will become the new base of the Mongol Corps. Someone's got a problem with that.
I wonder who that would be, Phil.
I don't know. Twirling mustache. Back near Oa, Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner, Island, and Soranik Natu go to Afterburners and throw up a combined barrier to stop the black power rings to no avail. They then decide to head down to the planet to the central battery while trying to contact the other lanterns, but interference is making it difficult. At the power battery, they address their fellow lanterns gathered there physically, telling them of the unstoppable approaching black rings, which then fly down and ignore them as they try to stop them. Instead, they are heading for the crypts of the Green Lantern Corps. Guy tells Salak to contact the Guardians, but they are unavailable. In the crypts, Green Lantern Moro waits for the coming arrival of the Black Lantern Ring swarm, which reaches him and cry out for flesh. He tries to fight them off while they cry out the names of the dead lanterns. Then Tomar Ray and the other dead lanterns start to return to life as an explosion happens. The lantern on the surface finds the crypt roof destroyed, and Moro saves at the hands of his Draturs, while their emotions are being scanned by the Black Lanterns, who then find themselves surrounded and outnumbered 40-1. The resurrected Black Lantern Jade then grabs Cal by the throat while hitting his head into the pavement and telling him it's time for him to realize that two hearts are better than one. And didn't even mention one of the big resurrections, Cap Matui.
Cap Matui of Korrigar, Jack T. Chance of Garnet. We get Tomar Ray. Tomar Ray of Xandor. Yeah, it's not looking good for our peeps there.
No. Oh, Buzzed is back as a Black Lantern. Yes. All right, so yeah.
And of course, okay, I do have a question about the final page of this.
All right.
So was Jade buried on...
That's what I was thinking. I was like, aren't the crypts just for... I mean, is she considered technically a member of the Corps because she did wear a ring for a while during, when it was just her and Kyle?
did Kyle move her there? Because I thought he was visiting her grave on Earth.
No.
And that's what Guy was even talking about, was, hey, you went to Valhalla, right? Which is where he saw Jay. So, yeah, I don't know why she's there. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Even just a simple explanation of keeping the body safe like they were with those villains. But I was asking myself that question too as I was reading this. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, but this is good. Those pages with Aricia.
Yes.
Those aren't actually in the hardcover here. They actually skipped those. They collected them at the end of the last issue, the last collection 4. So what we get is this. So we go from the 2 pages where the rings are beating the crap out of, Soranik and Kyle and everybody, to just this page, which is kind of a black, with the black rings and everything. I don't know. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And then we get to, Crib on, the homeworld of the Zamara. So, yeah, interesting.
I was going to say, I'm trying to just... Yeah, again, is it like, did Jade pop out of the crypt on Oa, or did she come all the way from Earth? Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we will probably find out more next issue as well. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. All right. Should we get to the last one?
Starman 81.
That's right. All right. I'll do
the resurrected zombie series.
That's right. All right. I'll do the credits again. No synopsis. So, Starman 81 from March. Why does it say March 2010? Blackest Night Starman. James Robinson, writer again, penciler Fernando Dagnino, inker Bill Sienkiewicz, colorist Matt Hollingsworth, letterer John J. Hill, and editors Matt Idelson and Will Moss. All right, so yes, I have no synopsis. So, all right, you know what? I haven't read the whole Starman series. I've read the back issues. I have collected, but you've read the whole thing, right?
Yeah, it's been a while though. One of the things that's on my list to finally catch up is get the omnibus hardcovers. They called them omnibuses back then. They aren't this omnibus. Okay, you can. And I don't think it's ironic that you could kill somebody with the Blackest Night omnibus.
Oh yes.
Maybe that was the intent. Anyway, part of this issue for me that was cool was one, James Robinson was writing it, and he wrote the Starman series from the 90s.
Yes.
But it was a little disappointment because we didn't see Jack Knight.
No.
Right? We didn't see the character, and I have to be honest too. I don't think the art was bad. The style of it did not really work with me, especially coming from seeing Tony Harris, who did those covers and did the art on that series, right? Opal City has a particular look, and the art, has a particular look for that series because it was so consistent for so long. So that kind of pulled me out of it a little bit. But I mean, the Shade is a cool character. He was there from the beginning, and getting to revisit some of those characters, the O'Dare family, and remember a little bit about how Opal City's set up and all that stuff. Even referencing the whole, because every year there was a Talking with David issue where he would talk to his dead brother, and his dead brother would talk back. They would have a conversation or something. So I mean, it was a really, really good series, and they made the decision to end it because the story was done, right? And it's I think it was, I believe the great Archie Goodwin was the editor on the series. So it was 80 issues. Let's see, that's 6. So it barely made it into the 2000s. I think the final issue was like 2001 or 2002.
Yeah, I know.
Number 80.
It was early 2000s, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought this was, and again, I still think that this is just such a brilliant idea. I wish I knew who thought of it, because I'd like to just say, you're a genius. Nice. But bringing a series back from the dead, that's that's genius.
But again, I was hoping for some more Starman, but it's like the only Starman we get is the zombie David Knight.
The David Knight, yeah.
Can I say, is the father still alive at this point? Because I know he was in this series.
I think he died at the end of the series. Because there were a couple of major, if I remember right. Again, it's been a long time since I read the series, so I think there were, and they mentioned those. I think in there, her husband died, and Ted Knight died, and then Jack Knight left. So,
because I was gonna say, it's been most of what I've read of that series is usually most of it was like the first half of the series. So
yeah.
But no, that's what I like because I've been getting the floppies and stuff. So I was like, man, I need to get more of this because.
Yeah, it really is let's see, it started in 94. Yeah, because there was a Starman Zero issue, I think. Or did it start? Yeah, I think it started in 94. So it ran for 80 issues, which is almost 7 years. So yeah, it would have been in 2000. Its final issue would probably been 2000 or 2001 then.
But yeah, like you said, the art's not bad. It's just...
and it's different. It's not what I expected, coming from, a familiarity with that series, right?
Yeah.
It's got Bill Sienkiewicz doing the freaking Bill Sienkiewicz issue series. So, it's just I don't think that style really fit with my expectation, which again, not necessarily that's me. That's not on the art team, but my expectation of what the Shade and Opal City and the O'Dares and everything was kind of supposed to look like in my mind.
And I've seen it before with a different penciler too, but I think when you have to pair Sienkiewicz with like the right kind of penciler, otherwise it kind of I don't know if I don't want to say muddy, but it kind of gets.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a brilliant artist, but he can sometimes overpower, a penciler if that penciler's not necessarily, thinking about how he's going to ink it, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I was surprised because I was like, oh yeah, I see this young guy. I was like, oh yeah, that's the Shade.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking, wait, that looks like Jack Knight.
I know. That's what I thought.
I read, it said the Shade. I went, wait a minute, hang on. Oh, that is the Shade. Okay. Yeah, he didn't look like the Shade, initially. So that kind of threw me for a second. But yeah, I thought the story was really good. It's James Robinson. It's the characters, he created, him revisiting them, almost 10 years later.
Yeah. Which
is kind of cool.
I do like that scene where, when David rips his heart out, the Shade's heart out, and then it's just like...
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's like, they give him a name. I can't remember. Something Swift?
Richard Swift, yeah.
Richard Swift.
Yeah.
And the ring starts to say arise, and it's like, psych.
Yeah, because he comes back, and then the ring's like...
Yeah. It's like, you got me all the way out here for nothing.
But yeah, it was good, but I was just like, I was a little too quick and done for me.
Yeah, and this is also pointing out something I think that is I get that they're trying to make this a big deal, right?
Yeah,
it is a big deal, but these Black Lanterns kill a lot of people. We see a lot of death in just these little issues right here. And the ones that we've seen, rings blasting through people and, Black Lanterns going, I'm going to eat some hearts tonight, So it's, I don't know, it's the shock value of that, I think, has worn off a little bit. So, maybe there's a better balance that could have been struck. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the armchair quarterbacking, 15 years later. So,
but again, that's like the disturbing trend that we got, like once we hit the 21st century, where it's like, they weren't there to concerned with stories. Like, let's have a high body count. Let's blow up a town,
exactly.
Or the heroes
blow up Coast City. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes, before the 21st century. You're right.
Which kind of had a big effect on, I don't know, this podcast, right? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Had a big effect on Will's mental well-being.
Exactly. But yeah, I thought the story was good. Again, getting to see these characters again, written by James Robinson was very cool.
All right. Anything else, Will?
What do you got, man? What do you think?
I'm enjoying it so far. Again, it's like I said, it's a grab bag.
It is, and I think we're gonna. I think that, and this is just me, because again, I haven't read a lot of these minis. I think that we're gonna really enjoy being back to the Green Lantern core book or the Blackest Night main, just because that's going to be the stuff that's ultimately moving the story forward, while these side stories are going to probably, and again, this is, conjecture on my part, are going to kind of unfold the same way and probably end similarly, because they are, adjacent to these, core issues that, of Blackest Night.
We're not going to beat the whole Black Lantern conspiracy in the pages of Starman.
No, exactly. Well, is there which of these did you like the best?
Well, again, the Green Lantern, because again, that's our thing, is the Green Lantern thing. But besides that, I'd say you'll probably the Superman one probably. You'll probably agree. I like the Batman one too, but again, the Superman one was so straightforward, and
it just seemed much simpler in execution and easier to. It kind of made sense. Obviously, Green Lantern Corps would definitely be my favorite of this, because it's moving things along, and it's something we've been enjoying for almost 40 issues now. So
and again, it seemed like with the Batman issue, they were just trying to hammer you in the head with the Blackest Night stuff. It's like zombies, evil zombies, villain zombies. Dead man.
Your loved one zombies.
Oh, yeah.
Dead man.
They were just throwing everything at you in the Batman one, it seemed like, yeah.
But it's still a good selection, and they were all, good reads.
Oh, yeah.
It's just hard to meet. It's just, I think it's really hard to live up to the quality of the main Green Lantern title, the Blackest Night title itself, and Green Lantern Corps. Those are so integrated into what this story is. And I think that's something else that we just talked about, is that they're so integrated to the Blackest Night that they are a part of it.
Yes,
these other stories are still important, but they're more ancillary, right? Mm-hmm. It's just you don't necessarily have to read them to get the Blackest Night, but you do if you're us.
Exactly. All right. Well, next week, we'll get the Green Lantern 45 and Blackest Night number 3. But also, we're going to do 2 resurrected books, Will. The Power of Shazam 48
Woohoo!
And The Question 37.
Woohoo!
So. And then,
nice.
And then in 2 weeks, we'll get back to Blackest Night Batman number 2, Blackest Night Superman number 2, Blackest Night Titans number 2, Green Lantern Corps number 40, and Green Lantern 46, and Solomon Grundy number 7.
Nice.
Speaking of zombies,
a zombie book with a zombie as the. I think. Are we getting too meta at that point? I don't know.
Solomon Grundy sue you for trademark infringement. All right, so yes, kids, this is only week 3. We got 10 more weeks to go, kids.
Pace yourself.
Mm-hmm. All right, so send us all your thoughts. Again, send us your feedback. You'll win a Green Lantern prize pack. I don't know how much easier it can make it, kids. Again, you can do call, you can do voicemail. So, send us all your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, buy the t-shirts, buy the cups, and, of course, the link to the Patreon. Again, oh, God, you're not ready. Go subscribe now that you're not ready for that January episode. Lilith Hellfire and I started talking about goals for 2024. We ended up talking politics and pornography and cannibals. So, yes, you never know what you're going to get. I promised you, and I delivered at least for the first month of the year, that Patreon and Lilith Hellfire are now
more vicious and brutal than ever.
So find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
I love it. I'm going to eat this up with a fork and spoon.
All right, Mr. Will Allred, master of all the cores, master of the Quantum Zone, master of Kickstarter comics and podcasting. Speaking of Kickstarter, you have a new campaign starting here soon, don't you?
That's right, we do. Crossover Division 5 will be launching in about 3 weeks.
Ooh.
So the single issue for that will be launching.
Oh wait a minute. All right, so this will hit the podcast like third week of January. So what do you know the day the Kickstarter's?
Yeah, it should be launching January 22nd.
Okay. All right. So yeah, this should still be out before then. So yeah, January 22nd, kids, go
check out. If you want to have a quick and easy way to get to it, go to crossoverdivision.com and there will be a link to the Kickstarter, or you can just go to crossoverdivision.com/KS or /Kickstarter. Either one will get you there. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can do that via Gmail. I'm at Wallred, at WALLRED. You can also get me at Facebook and Blue Sky and still Twitter and probably some other things that I forgot that I set up. But talking about comics, Crossover Division's 1, and we're very excited to do number 5. The hardcover is in production for printing at this point. The printer is doing their magic-y stuff. I don't know what that is. That's why the printer does their thing. If you'd like to check out something else that I've written, you can do that with Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. And obviously, you've got great taste because you're here listening to Phil and I go on and on about Blackest Night. But you probably love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as we do. And if that's the case, then you can find out all kinds of cool stuff about Quasar at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org. I'll put it in my navel.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party.
I hope it's going somewhere nice.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, it gets every week, man. It hits me. It's like,
well, how did that line get past the comics code?
I think the Falco was editing
issue
himself.
Of Fantastic Four.
The Falco was editing himself. Jeez. Yes, kids, that was not a medical text. That was a comic book.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
And we didn't see him this week.
That was a live read.
Oh.
Star Blast live read.
Star Blast, yes. And again, he made no appearance this week, kids, but...
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
I do.
All right. Thank you for joining us again. Next week, the Green Lantern book's back. Blackest Night is... The main series is back. And we get the Power of Shazam and the Question. I don't think I read either the Power of Shazam one or the Question one.
I was reading Power of Shazam at the time.
Wow.
I think I got it, but I don't remember reading it.
Yeah. I was going to say, I know I read the Catwoman one, the Batman one, the Superman one, the Titan one. Huh. All right, kids. Come back next time. And remember, life is rough in the big city. Dog eat dog. Good night. Zombie eat zombie.
Zombie dog eat dog.